The first time I stood before the Galactic Conclave, I learned that shame can echo across 1,000 star systems. I was humanity's third official envoy, chosen not because I was powerful or famous, but because I spoke 8 trade languages and could keep my temper under control. At least that was the theory. I stood alone on a circular platform of light, surrounded by towering hollow seats filled with beings who had conquered gravity, time dilation, and in some cases entire dimensions. Compared to them, I was painfully human. 2 arms, 2 legs, oxygen breather, no natural armor, no telepathy. And presiding over them all was High Arbiter Zaleth of the Serati Dominion. She was magnificent in a terrifying way. Tall, iridescent, her crystalline eyes refracting starlight into cold rainbows. Her voice resonated not just through sound but through bone. Representative Elias Ward of Earth, she announced. Humanity petitions for elevated status within the conclave. I swallowed. Yes, High Arbiter. After 2 centuries of peaceful expansion, disaster relief cooperation, and defense support along the Perseus Fringe, we believe. She cut me off with a gesture. The chamber filled with laughter. Not human laughter. Clicks, pulses, harmonic vibrations, but unmistakably mocking. Belief, Zaleth said, savoring the word, is not evidence. A massive hollow display ignited behind her. It showed human ships burning, colonies evacuated, fleets retreating. Your species, she continued, is fragile, short-lived, emotionally volatile. You excel only at adaptation born from desperation. A useful trait in pests. The word hit harder than any weapon. She stepped closer, her shadow swallowing the platform. You wish to sit among us as equals. When your warships rely on kinetic slugs and fusion reactions we mastered 10 millennia ago. More laughter. My face burned. I wanted to shout, to argue, to remind them of the battles we'd fought and won, but protocol chained my tongue. Petition denied, Zaleth declared. Let the galaxy remember this lesson. Ambition without strength is comedy. Platform dimmed. The conclave moved on. And humanity's humiliation was broadcast to every member world. I returned to Earth in silence. For weeks, the networks replayed the footage. Memes spread across alien dataspheres. The begging primate, they called me. Then, exactly 1 standard cycle later, my quarters alarm chimed at midnight. An encrypted channel. Serati Dominion clearance. Highest priority. Answered. Zaleth filled the screen. Her voice was lower now. Stripped of ceremony. Elias Ward, she said. You will come alone. No recordings. No escorts. Or the galaxy burns. The coordinates she sent were deep space. No trade lanes. No witnesses. I went. Her flagship dwarfed my envoy vessel, a floating cathedral of crystalline spires and dark energy veins. I was escorted not to a throne room, but to a stark command chamber. The arrogance was gone. In its place was urgency. The car void has awakened, Zaleth said without preamble. I knew the name. Everyone did. A region of space where physics failed and civilizations vanished. Ancient records called it a wound in reality. You said the galaxy burns, I replied. I assume this is the match. The car void is expanding, she said. Our sensors predict total collapse of known space within 30 cycles. Leaned back. Then why summon a pest? Her eyes hardened. Because we have tried everything. Energy dampeners. Temporal anchors. Probability suppression. All failed. I said nothing. She exhaled. A gesture I didn't know her kind could make. Your species survived 3 extinction-level events before achieving interstellar flight. You adapt where others calculate. There it was. What do you want from us? Yes. You, she corrected. You humiliated me in return when you didn't beg. You endured. That is rare. She activated another display. Inside the car void was something vast, writhing, devouring stars like sparks. It is not a force, she said. It is a reaction. To fear. I frowned. Fear. The civilizations it consumed attempted to contain it. Control it. Fight it. I smiled grimly. That's where you went wrong. Zeleth tilted her head. Explain. Humans don't just fight disasters, I said. We negotiate with them. We live beside hurricanes. We ride earthquakes. We don't eliminate fear, we walk through it. Silence stretched. Our proposal, I continued, is simple. We send a manned vessel into the void. No shields. No weapons. Only observation and acceptance. Her eyes widened. That is suicide. Probably, I admitted. But that's kind of our thing. The mission launched within hours. One ship. One human crew. Volunteers lined up by the millions. When the vessel entered the car void, every sensor in the galaxy went blind. 6 agonizing minutes. Then the void receded. The entity dissolved, not destroyed but understood. Later analysis suggested the human crew's neural patterns. Acceptance, curiosity, defiance without hostility had disrupted the feedback loop feeding the anomaly. They came back alive. Shaken. Changed. But alive. The conclave reconvened 3 days later. This time Zeleth stood beside me. Humanity, she announced, is granted full conclave status. I paused. Then quietly. And my apology. The galaxy listened. Afterward she summoned me once more. This time not in secret. You were humiliated, she said. And yet you answered. I met her gaze. We always do. She inclined her head. Not as an arbiter, but as an equal. In the cycles that followed, the galaxy changed its language when it spoke of humanity. Not fragile. Not volatile. Not even adaptable. They called us the ones who enter the dark. Trade routes once closed to Earth opened overnight. Joint research stations sprang up along the Perseus fringe, staffed by species that had previously refused to even share atmosphere with us. More telling than any treaty was how often other civilizations began requesting human observers whenever something went wrong. An unstable star, a rogue AI, a region of space where reality behaves strangely. They didn't ask us to fix things. They asked us to go first. As for Zeleth, she resigned her position as High Arbiter within a standard year. The official reason cited philosophical realignment, but the truth was simpler. Power, she told me later, was less interesting once you learned humility. We met one last time above Earth, watching the planet turn beneath us. Blue, loud, stubbornly alive. You were correct, she said. Fear feeds the abyss. But you humans, you do not let fear define you. Smiled. We let it motivate us. Big difference. She studied the planet for a long moment. The galaxy will test you again. He nodded. Good. We'll be ready. When her ship departed, I stood alone at the viewport, thinking back to the conclave. The laughter, the humiliation, the certainty that we were small. We were small. But small things survive explosions. Small things adapt. Small things crawl out of the wreckage and ask, what's next? Somewhere out there, beyond the mapped stars, new darkness waited. And when midnight came again, humanity would answer the call. Not as beggars, not as pests, but as equals who had learned the galaxy's oldest truth. You don't conquer the dark. You walk into it. And refuse to kneel.